The Dallas Mavericks could not have done a better job in this year's free agency. The only thing at this point they could do to make this free agent class even better, or this offseason for that matter, is to go out and get like a Kelly Oubre. That would be the final piece. But so far, this Mavs team has done such a great job. In the draft, they got Dereck Lively and Max Prosper. They also get Richaun Holmes from the Kings for essentially nothing, all while getting off the contract of Davis Bertans, and they even go out and re-sign Kyrie Irving to come back and play with Luka again next year. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. We're going to be talking about how the Mavs have won the offseason. Also, about 97% of my audience is not subscribed, so it only takes a second. Go ahead, that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications as well. And we just made a TikTok, so go check that out as well. Now, all the plugs are out of the way. Let's go ahead and get started looking at the big moves they've been making in free agency. It started with Seth Curry, and this was such a steal. I mean, I know he's getting up there in age, but 2 years, $9 million for a guy that is one of the more underrated players in the NBA, in my opinion. Seth averaged about 9.2 points, 1.6 assists, and 1.6 rebounds per game last year for the Brooklyn Nets, and he didn't even really have that big of a role. I think he's going to come in and be an elite option beside of Luka and Kyrie, or even off the bench. I mean, he shot at 46% from the field and 41% from three last year. And like I said, he only played 20 minutes a game. So an elite option there off the bench for the Nets this year. Also bringing in Grant Williams, 4-year, $53 million deal. A little bit south of about, actually a little bit north of $13 million per year. 8.1 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists last year in Boston. And again, that was as a role player. He might be a starter this year in Dallas. We will see, but 45% from the field, 40% from three, brings that toughness, brings that defense, and they also get off of Reggie Bullock in this trade. So, yeah, 3 really good moves there by the Dallas Mavericks. On top of, well, they still have their full MLE and the draft that they just had, where they traded back to 12 from number 10, got off the contract, the $16 million contract of Davis Bertans to free up some cap space, and they go out and get the best, or the second best center in the draft, Dereck Lively, which is a perfect match. I could see him being a day one starter, because what do the Mavs need? Elite paint presence, a guy that can protect the rim, a guy that can finish lobs, and Dereck Lively is both of those things. He'll run to the rim hard, he can finish over basically anybody. He's like 7'2", and like I said, I think he is a day one starter. He's the second coming of Mark Williams from Duke, who just came out of Duke a year ago. They get off a contract, they get their guy who I thought they should go with at 12, or at 10, excuse me, and they get him at 12, all while, like I said, getting off that $16 million contract of Davis Bertans. Home run pick right there by the Dallas Mavericks. I think that is, one of the least talked about picks in the draft, but it was one of my favorites, because you look at the instant impact, and there might not have been, other than like Victor Wembanyama, a player that can come in and impact his team as quickly as Dereck Lively. Other than maybe like Max Prosper. I mean, this is a guy that flew up the draft boards late in the process. They also bring in Richaun Holmes, who is a decent paint presence. He can be a rotational center for them. I still think Lively is going to be the starter. We'll see, though. Now, he does have a bit of a bad contract, but it's only for a couple more years. So after that, they'll be fine. He didn't really play last year in Sacramento for whatever reason, but he is a rotational piece. He's got that nice little short game. I like Richaun Holmes a good bit as a Dallas Maverick. And then they got Max Prosper. Like I said, the perfect guy around Luka and Kyrie. Comes in, plays defense, plays hard. 7'2" wingspan, I believe. Yeah, 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. Holy cow! I mean, this guy. You talk about Lively being the perfect fit. He's going to be a perfect fit too. He's going to come off the bench, but he's going to be a point of attack defender. Offensive potential is there as well. He did almost average 13 points a game in college, and that's 13 a game in college. That's not really. It's not like the NBA where 13 a game is the eighth man in your rotation. 13 a game is the second or third leading scorer on the team. He's a rotation piece for sure, and I love what he brings to the table with his defensive ability. Now, run it back with Luka and Kyrie. That was obviously the Mavs' whole goal this offseason. They didn't really work out great last year, but they go out, they give Kyrie the max. What was it, 4 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Big time contract. So he's going to come in and he's going to have, he's not going to be able to pull all those gimmicks that he pulled in Brooklyn. They're going to hold him accountable. 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and hopefully this is finally the place that Kyrie can go home, because it's hard not being able to watch Kyrie Irving every night. He's one of the most exciting players to watch in the entire NBA. Put up 27 a game on 51% shooting from the field, 39% from 3 shooting splits. That is crazy. And then you also got Luka Doncic over here, 32.4 points per game and 8.6 rebounds. Something slight. He's a top 5 player in the game. I don't really think you can argue that. If you can find me 5 players better than Luka Doncic, comment down in the comment section below right now. I don't think you can. He also averaged 8 assists, so he's accounting for almost 50 points per game. 50%. Oh yeah, he averaged 33 points a game on 50% shooting, which is crazy. And then a guy that I think could be their number 3 option, Tim Hardaway Jr. He's either going to get traded or he's going to be the number 3 option. They've got him for 2 more years, about $17 million a year. He averaged 14.4 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. And like I said, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Tim Hardaway Jr. can be the guy that can be your 3rd option. Just a couple of years ago, he was arguably the 2nd best player on this team. Now, I know he's aging, 40% from the field, but 39% from 3, which is the majority of the shots he takes. Drags down his field goal percentage. But Tim Hardaway Jr. is a guy that I think can be a big-time rotation piece for this Dallas Mavericks team next year. I think coming off the bench, him and Seth Curry, those are your 2 scorers, and then you got Max Prosper, Richaun Holmes, guys like that, also bringing back Dwight Powell. And then you got these 2 guys that you're still going to need to develop a little bit, Josh Green and Jaden Hardy. Josh Green last year averaged about 9 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1.7 assists. Very, very good defender. Like I said, this Mavericks team has gone from really no direction to they're right back in contention for the Western Conference Finals. 54% from the field, 40% from 3 last year for Josh Green. Now, do I think they can beat the Denver Nuggets? No. But I think they're the 2nd best team in the West right now, and 3rd behind the Suns. But you can make an argument for that because, of course, Luka is Devin Booker's father. Jaden Hardy, 8.8 points and 2 rebounds per game last year. Another guy, 2nd-round pick last year, that 45% from the field, 41% from 3. People don't appreciate that enough. That is elite for a rookie guard. That absolutely off the charts for a rookie guard right there, especially in 15 minutes a game. This is what I think the lineup will be looking like next year. Of course, you've got all of your scoring for the majority of the part in the backcourt with Luka and Kyrie. And again, they still have the full MLE, so if they want to go out and get like a Kelly Oubre Jr. type guy, I feel like he'd be pretty nice for this team. But they got Josh Green at the 3 defensively, and then also defensively, but he can also knock down the 3 ball, is Grant Williams there at the 4. Dereck Lively, elite defender, probably one of the best, other than Victor Wembanyama, the best defender in this year's class. Max Prosper's up there as well, but this is kind of my starting lineup. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. A lot of different ways you can go with this lineup too, for sure. And then the bench as well. There's also a lot of ways you could go with the bench unit. Seth Curry, really, really good shooter. He could be in that starting lineup. Jaden Hardy, a guy that I'm expecting to have a big-time leap here in year 2. Tim Hardaway Jr. could for sure be in that starting lineup. Max Prosper, maybe not for sure, but I could see him in the starting lineup. And then Richaun Holmes as well. He's a rotation piece. They also have guys like Dwight Powell. And then, like I said, they still have their full MLE. They still have some cap space to use. It would have been nice if they would have been able to bring in Matisse Thybulle, though. And I'm not going to lie. I had this video fully recorded, then I had to go out and change it after, because as soon as I got done doing the voiceover, Matisse, or the Blazers, matched the offer. So yeah, if you hear anything about Matisse in this video, that's why. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on the Mavs down in the comments below. Make sure to like button and hit the subscribe button if you do enjoy today's video at any point. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.